All right, this video might be blurrier than usual because I do not have my cord that records in 1440p. So let's see how this goes. Anyways, let's get right into it. Here is why most men are lazy as shit and they refuse to self-improve. Now, a lot of the shit that I see in the comments is like, listen, a lot of your problems will be solved if you self-improve. I'll just keep it a buck. There's no reason to lie about that. All right. So if you want from titties to lean with a chest, shoulders, aesthetic physique and shit like that, a lot of shit would change. A lot of you guys have these issues with chicks that I just, you guys have the Rick Ross issues with chicks, like your girl won't kiss you or she won't show you respect, and you're begging for her respect, but you don't respect yourself, and it shows in your daily fucking habits. So let's get into why most men are lazy and won't self-improve and what you could do to not be most men. All right, the goal of this channel is to everyone that watches this shit to not be like most people. By the way, the Patreon will be coming soon. I'm getting it, ready right now. I just got some other stuff I got to take care of, but I'm getting it ready. It's gonna have a lot of stuff in it, you know what I mean, about different topics and stuff like that. If you guys have any more questions, you could always DM me on Instagram. Instagram's in the bio as well. Let's get into it. So, like I always say, if you can't delay gratification, it's pretty much impossible to self-improve. Self-improvement requires you to first acknowledge that you are not where you need to be, and then acknowledge that you have a lot of work to do before you get to where you need to be. Now, that in itself requires delayed gratification because you already know I've ripped, shit, it's gonna take me a while before I am where I want to be, right? Because like I said, you got to delay that gratification. Now, obviously, if you're not willing to commit to 6 months, which is a very short period of time, that's how much you're going to need to lose body fat, to put on some muscle, to get the habits down. Bare minimum, by the way. I always like to tell people to give it at least a year. All right. Very, very simple. If you're not willing to change your relationship with food and you constantly do fad diets, you also still have that instant gratification mindset. You need a delayed gratification mindset because when it comes to improving in life, in career, in relationships, and everything, it all starts with your relationship with food, your relationship with yourself. So if you treat yourself like shit and you're a victim to food, you won't accomplish a lot of other shit. It's just not gonna happen unless you inherit a business from your parents or some shit. You're not gonna be able to, accomplish a lot of shit. And when you respect yourself, you carry yourself differently. You do things differently. You approach situations differently, and it's very easy to tell. I know when someone respects themselves versus when someone doesn't respect themselves. It's very fucking obvious. Like you can tell in person, right? You can tell by the way someone carries himself. That's why they call this shit aura and all that other stuff. Because in real life, in the real world, I know you guys don't touch grass, but in the real world, you can tell when someone respects themselves, and chicks can tell when you respect yourself. Other men can tell when you respect yourself by the way you carry yourself. Simple. Now, like I said, 80% of men will never improve themselves, which is that's a lot of fucking people if you really think about it. That's insane, right? That's majority of men. And like I said on this channel, I want you to be in the top 20%. All right, at least. All right. If you go to the gym, you're gonna be close to the top 20%. When you lock in, get the physique right, become aesthetic, then you start moving into that high percentage, that unique percentage, right? And another thing is, a lot of people are being raised by moms. They don't have masculine influences. So they're in their comfort zone 24/7. And when they get out their comfort zone, they're like, I don't want this, I don't want this, I want to get back in my comfort zone. I've had countless people come to me and they're like, yo, I'm ready to get lean, I'm ready to get lean, let me lock in. I give them some baby ass volume. I'm not talking about the volume I do. I'm not talking about the volume athletes do. I'm not talking about the volume Chris Jones does. Probably half the volume Chris Jones does. I give them a little bit of volume. They're like, this is too much. It's too much. I don't want to do this. Nah, man, I think I'm good, man. I don't want to be lean that bad. And I'm like, they don't want to get out their comfort zone. They want to go in the gym, right? Do 3 sets of 20 on some shit, 4 exercises, and get the hell out of there, right? Yes, I said 20. They do 3 sets of 20, 25, 3 sets of 30, on some lat pull downs or some goofy shit, right? They do lat pull downs, 3 sets of 20, squats, 3 sets of 30, and they just want to get out of there, do some cardio, work on their stomach by doing, the ab crunches and then go eat like shit. They don't want to get out of their comfort zone. That is how you guarantee that you won't be successful, is focusing on being in your comfort zone. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, all right? It is what it is. As humans, we have a lot to learn, a lot to conquer. Nobody's going to learn everything in their existence, but every single day you should be trying to self-improve. When I say try to self-improve, we all have shit to improve on. All right, we all have shit to improve on. No, nobody here watching this channel, has $100 billion, has 100 bad wives, and just has 100 million cars and shit like that. We all have shit we can improve on. All right, so with this modern life, with all this other stuff, with this door dashing and this Amazon Prime and all this goofy shit, it rewards laziness, not effort, right? You get that dopamine hit when you order an Amazon package and you're like, oh my God, my Dubai cookie came early. My Dubai chocolate came early. You guys get happy when that shit happens, right? You DoorDash, you get something instantly. That's what we're used to, right? Watching entire TV shows at once when we used to have to wait a week for them to come. So realistically, When I say delayed gratification, when I say separate yourself, you got to choose the harder path. When someone's eating cookies, you got to be like, hey, here's my meal prep. I'm gonna eat my ground turkey and brown rice. You see what I'm saying? All right. The reality check. The average man is, not really broke. They're in debt. The average man is in significant debt and overweight. All right. This is what most of the people commenting hate comments comment on my shit. That's why I stopped responding to hate comments. I just did because I'm like, this is what the niggas look like. Because realistically, if you do not have a profile picture, I still think it's insane. That is the first thing they ask for. So, like, for example, if someone says they struggle with dating and they don't have a profile picture, that means they don't have enough confidence to have a profile picture. Which means if they go on a dating app, what the fuck are you gonna put pictures of cats or some shit? The motherfucker's not gonna know what you look like, and that's where it starts, right? Because when you look in the mirror, it is a representation, is a reflection of all the work you either did put in or didn't put in. All right. So a lot of you guys look like this, and you're getting mad at Chris Brown for taking your chick. Chris Brown is lean. All right. He's leaner than most people. He just is. King 6'8", whatever his name is, he's leaner than most of y'all. All right. And that's why they're successful the way they're successful. All right. That's part of the reason, because they have enough discipline to not just fucking sit down and eat cookies all day. Literally. All right. Mediocrity is normalized and it scales exponentially versus the few men who chase excellence. All right. That's why I say smaller circles are better if those people represent your goals. I keep my circle small, right? And everyone that I'm around, everyone that I talk to, they're locked in. I'm not wasting my time. Life is too short to be talking to people who are comfortable looking like this. Like, what the fuck, bro? If you're comfortable looking like this, I'm just not talking to you. I don't want to be around that energy. I don't want to absorb any of the energy. All right. And people who look like this usually comment on my shit, but I'll never see them in real life because they obviously don't go to the gym and they obviously go in the zebra cake section of the store, not the ground turkey section where I'm at. All right. They don't even look that way. They don't even know ground turkey's in the store. They don't. All right. The gap between winners and losers is significant. You're either going towards winning or you're going towards losing. There's a lot of people who are already losers and just getting worse and worse and worse, and there's a lot of people going towards it. You can't stay in the middle. A lot of people want to stay comfortable and stay in the middle. It's not happening. You're either becoming a loser or you're becoming a winner. Like, that's just how it is. All right. It's two-sided. Yes, it's two-sided. All right. Now, a lot of modern traps. All right. There's a lot of gooners out there that watch way too much porn and shit like that. It's gonna destroy your drive and your masculinity. All right. That's the issue that a lot of you guys have. By the way, a lot of you guys that say you don't have any ambition, you guys, can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's because you're literally getting rid of your seed. All right. And your seed is testosterone. And that's where a lot of your ambition will come from. That's why you see when people, hop on TRT and shit like that, which most of them don't need it. But when people hop on TRT, they become more ambitious because guess what? They have more testosterone. So if you actually do what you need to do and you raise your testosterone naturally, you're gonna have more drive and you're gonna be more masculine off rip. All right. And then a lot of you guys have all these wins in video games. You play a bunch of video games, you win, you level up, but in real life you don't. But you feel like you got real victories because in the video games you're getting real victories. And you feel like you're lean and attractive because in the video game you pick someone who's lean and attractive. But in real life, in reality, you're not. You like the junk food because it gives you a dopamine hit, feels good, you love the sugar, right? But it's just going to lead to you looking flat, obese, and messing up your insulin resistance as well, all right? Social media is a big one for y'all. It's a big one for y'all. Y'all be spending. Listen, I don't consume. By the way, I am since I literally like been creating content for a while. I don't consume. I post content and then I get the fuck off of there. Now, I may respond to some DMs if someone asks me a fitness question, or if some chick is like, "Hey, I'm in town," you know what I mean, and she got a fatty. I might answer, but I'm not just scrolling nonsense. Like a lot of people literally scroll all day. Like, I don't have time, man. I'm limited on time, and then they scroll for like 3 hours a day, and they're not posting. They're not posting. They don't have a business. They don't do anything on social media. They don't post. And they just spend 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours on there wasting time. Stop doing that shit. All right. A lot of men these days that I see, they're addicted to these easy dopamine hits and they're literally doing all of these. All right. Now, none of these in moderation is an issue at all, but obviously moderation is something that people can't do. Like people struggle with moderation, obviously. If they didn't, I wouldn't be making this video. I wouldn't be talking about this shit. So before someone comes in here and says, well, you could play video games as long as you do a little bit. Obviously, dumbass. You could eat junk food as long as you do a little bit. Obviously. If people could eat junk food a little bit, everyone wouldn't be obese. They clearly struggle with moderation. Same thing with video games. People play for 7, 6 hours, a day type shit. You see what I'm saying? Now, the dopamine cycle. So obviously, all these short bursts of pleasure that you guys get, it's going to rewire your brain, right? And then the real progress is going to feel harder in comparison because a lot of people who are addicted to these dopamine hits, they come to me and they're like, man, like I just wish I could get results faster. And I'm like, bro, you dropped, 3 pounds of pure fat in 1 week. That's faster than I ever made progress. But their mind is so used to overnight shipping, is so used to leveling up and just spending 24 hours playing a video game and they beat the whole game. You know what I mean? And people took years to beat that game. Or or years to make that game. They feel like they can do that with fitness. No, you're not speeding up your results by spending 24 hours, like going harder in the gym or something like, or spending 3 hours in the gym or some shit like that. That's not how it works. You have to make sure you're consistent because it's a long term thing. And yeah, a lot of I've seen I've seen most men these days, they literally lose interest in like longer term goals. Like when I tell them like, yeah, it's only gonna take 6 months, like 6 months. Oh my God, like can we do faster? I'm like, bro, that is literally fast because it took you 10 years to gain this weight. 6 months of losing to lose it is amazing. All right. And of course attention spans are going down with the with the TikToks and the shorts and the reels. Everything's 3 seconds, 5 seconds. So laziness is actually what's gonna happen if you just let your mind be on autopilot and you don't fixate and focus and schedule and move with intention. When you don't move with intention, you automatically are going to be moving without intention, which is going to make you lazy. And you're going to be, just like if you don't move with intention, you're going to get home from work. What are you going to do? You're going to spend 5 hours on your phone, just scrolling through different things, not doing anything. Then it's going to be time to go to sleep. You're like, oh, I guess I got to go to sleep. Then you go to sleep and repeat the process. All right. Another thing is a lot of people want to be born with some shit, or they have this weird concept that you're just supposed to be good at shit. It's like here's the thing. Everything great started as nothing. All right. So every quarterback that can ball out, like every Tom Brady story is like, yo, you just got to grind that shit out. Right? You got to grind that shit out. Every time someone puts on some muscle, has a transformation, they grinded that shit out. They didn't just have the perfect genetics and just eat one piece of chicken. You see what I'm saying? Another thing is fear of being judged. Like a lot of people fear of being judged by people who look like this. Like this is the kind of people who comment on my shit. That's like I said. This is the kind of people who comment on my shit. So when I wake up and I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. Like, and I see dudes, literally multiple dudes. This literally this happened yesterday. Multiple dudes' girlfriends just keep hitting me up and shit, and they're like, oh my god, you look so good. This is that. Or married women are like hitting me up and they're like, oh my god, you look so amazing. Blah blah blah. Because their husband is at home looking like fucking this. All right. So I understand why if you look like this you would hate because I would too if I look like this. It's fucking ridiculous. This is what most people look like, right? But you fear getting judged by people who look like this. Why the fuck would you listen to someone who doesn't inspire you? All right. If someone doesn't inspire you, don't let them affect what you do. All right. So realize that where you are right now doesn't dictate where you have to be in the future. All right. Your trajectory is more important than your current circumstance. Period. And not for me, but for some people, hard work feels like, oh, it's too much. And it's like, really? You don't have to work that hard. You just have to be consistent. Like, in, we're going to talk about America specifically because everybody, this is literally, all right, this has to be the easiest place in the world to get lean. There's 20 grams of protein in a coffee, bro. I don't know another country that does that shit. So it's impossible not to hit your protein. You hit your protein, you get lean. It's literally that simple. And you guys use all these fucking excuses. And you're like, oh, I'm so busy at work. Stop saying that shit. Anyone who says they're busy at work, you're gonna lose in life. All right. If you say you're busy at work, you're gonna lose in life because you can't be busy and fat at the same time. Because if you're busy and fat, that means you're busy eating too fucking much. That's what it means. All right. Don't say, oh, I'm busy at work. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. This is stupid as fuck. And don't, please, do not come to me and be like, yeah, man, I just can't. I can't get lean because I'm busy at work. And I'm like, you're 350 fucking pounds. I would have to change my entire schedule to like get to 350 pounds. I would have to change my entire schedule to spend that much time eating. Because in order for me to gain 100 pounds, that's 350,000 extra calories I got to consume. So I have to make time for that shit. All right, weak masculine roles. Like I said earlier, a lot of you guys are getting coddled and shit like that. Maybe you got raised by a mom and like sisters and stuff like that. No like strong fathers or no football coaches or no strong men around you, uncles and stuff like that. I've been blessed to be raised by football coaches, my father, all that shit. So I had those masculine roles that would tell me straight up, right? They would tell me straight up, so I didn't have to listen to the bullshit. They'd be like, because these days it's like, no, there's like multiple genders and all this goofy shit. It's like, nigga, there's male and female, bro, biology. You see what I'm saying? Shit like that. But also, when shit got hard, my coach wouldn't say shit like, it's okay, man, it'll get better. He'd be like, man, yo, bitch ass better get up and do it again. Because if you don't get better, right, life is going to be just as hard as it was. Because life doesn't get easier, you get better. That's how the shit works. You see what I'm saying? So, having a good masculine mentorship, which is a good thing that fighting gyms are good for, is that energy. Because in order to improve at fighting, you can't be coddled. They can't be like, no, that punch was okay. If they say that shit, you're gonna go in the ring and get fucking killed. You're not gonna get beat up. You're not gonna lose. You're literally gonna die. All right. If they like, for example, if you're getting ready for a fight, amateur fight, right? And like let's just say a Muay Thai fight. You're getting ready for the fight, and they lie to you your entire, they coddle you and lie to you your entire training. Like, no, it's okay. That kick is okay. It doesn't have to be too hard. You're gonna go in the ring, and you're gonna die in 30 seconds. You're literally gonna die. All right. So in order to be the best version of yourself, you have to be around, you know, discipline. You have to be around people who hold themselves and each other accountable. It's very, very important because that's gonna raise you up. Like me and my brothers, if one of us starts looking goofy or fat as shit, or we can't, we're just not successful or some shit like that, we're gonna roast each other because our expectations is higher. It's like, nigga, get the fuck up, bro. What are you doing? You're like if my brother gets out of shape, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Why are you eating like a fat bitch? The fuck are you doing, bro? Like, are you locked in? Are you him or are you not? Simple. All right. We don't be. I don't listen. I don't let none of my friends get above 15% body fat and all that fat shit, bro. There's really no excuse. And all my friends are busier than most people who say, "Oh my God, you don't understand how fat." Shut your ass up, bro. Like I said, I got friends who have families, friends who are married, and the above 15% body fat stuff. That's just you guys binge eating and getting mad at me. It's not me eating. You're the one eating the food, not me. I'm not chewing that. I can't chew that much. I don't have. You say you like time, but you spend so much time chewing on food. How the fuck do you like time, but you're fat? Like I keep saying, it doesn't make any sense. Now, this problem with the school system. The school system's an absolute cook. Literally, what did I learn in school? I learned algebra. What else did I learn? Nothing fucking else. That's it. I learned algebra. Nothing. I literally learned nothing else. Like it does, and it teaches you that failure is bad, which is not true because you're supposed to learn from failure. But if you fail, that's a bad thing in school. It's like, oh my God, you got a D. You have to get only A's. But in reality, like that's like saying you have to go undefeated to win the Super Bowl. That's not true, nigga. Like you feel me? So yeah, we're just trained in school to be these obedient workers who don't have our own mindsets and shit like that. There's no lessons on the importance of nutrition, fitness, working out, finances, taxes, none of that shit. So it's like, what are we really doing? Like the most important thing in life is taking care of yourself, being healthy, because your health is important, and then finances. That's like the only things they don't teach you in school. What are they teaching you then? Just fucking random shit, and literally random shit that doesn't do anything. All right, you can't, and you're not gonna sit here and convince me because the most successful people I've seen, they left high school, started their own businesses and shit like that. You know what I mean? Now, some of them did college and shit like that, networked, but yeah, like it's really a waste of time unless you're doing, like for college, if you're doing STEM or you're doing HVAC or you're doing a trade like that, then it's good. But if you're just doing political science or some goofy shit, you're just wasting your fucking time. If you're doing like basket weaving or pussy tickling, it's just a waste of time. All right. Another thing is people have lack of urgency. So you have to work like it's up to you and be patient like it's up to God. All right. That's how you have to work. So you have to want to be at your end goal every day, but realize that it might take, you know what I mean? Like if you got 50 pounds of fat to lose, be willing to give it the rest of your life, right? Because you have to be like, you know what, I'm not gonna get the results until you get the results. That's how it works. But every day you have to work like you want them tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? You have to give every day 100%. But you have to be willing to die on that hill. Like, you know what? I may not get the results before the time I die, but I'd rather work towards them than not work towards them at all. That's how you have to think, and then you're gonna get your results before you know. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of you guys are always like, "Damn, I got to get these results in 2 months." Why do you have to get the results so fast? If you spent the last 10 years fat as shit, a lot of people be like, "Man, I got a wedding in 2 months. I got to get these results." Your results take longer than 2 months. Number one. Number two, you knew about this wedding for 2 years, so you could have got ready for it sooner. And you've been fat for the past 15 years, so you're not gonna lose all that in 2 months, and you shouldn't expect to. All right. The the regret that I see usually builds in people's 40s and 50s, sometimes 30s. I'm starting to see late 20s though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm starting to see late 20s because people are like, "Oh my God, I'm in my late 20s. My metabolism's cooked." I'm like, "No, it's not, bro. I'm older than you, bro. Like you're not. Your metabolism's not cooked. You're just lazy. Get up, work out, put on some muscle, stop eating shit. Simple. All right. Success is not gonna wait. It's a choice you pick every day. And once you get lean, you don't stop doing what you did to get lean. You just don't. Now, the cost of laziness. All right. A lot of guys, this is what a lot of you guys do in your free time. I'm so busy, and you're just taking a fucking nap because you're overweight, and you struggle to sleep at night because you're overweight. All right. Now you're gonna have obesity and health decline. Obviously, insulin resistance. Obviously, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. These are things that's gonna happen. Your dating life is gonna be absolutely fucking ass because, like I said, I keep getting these messages from random chicks that are in relationships, like literally hundreds of messages, chicks in relationships, and their man is out of shape, and then they want me because I'm in shape, and I'm like, I'm not even interested. I already have all these chicks I got to deal with, and I don't really want to deal with them type shit. That's just what's gonna happen. Social life, people will respect you more. Now, before anyone says, "Oh my God, it doesn't matter," like being lean doesn't listen. When something is rare, it's coveted. I'm not gonna repeat that. It's not like people aren't getting lean on a daily basis. People are getting fatter, not leaner. People aren't disciplined. All right. So when I go to the gym, when I go to a gym, I just know that off rip, if 50% of that gym is lean, then I'm gonna see the same 50% people all the time that are lean. Then you might see some other people coming in and out, but I'll see those same 50% of people who are lean every single time because they're consistent, right? And that's why they're fucking lean. You see what I'm saying? Then you'll see your other people who are just like sometimes they come, sometimes they don't. And they're like, oh, I had work, so I couldn't come to the gym. It was hard, you know. I had a 3 week stretch where I couldn't come to the gym. Just bullshit excuses. All right, you're gonna have that regret later in life. You're gonna have career stagnation because you do get more respect when you're in shape. But hey, it's your life, so you make that decision for yourself. Do you want to have the worst dating life and social life of all time, or do you want people to strike up conversation with you for no reason just because they think you're wearing Gucci because you look lean in a Hanes t-shirt? Simple. Excuse culture is my favorite. The people who say genetics, right? Now, obviously genetics will have some factors, but it won't control your body fat percentage. So if you're 20% body fat and you want to see your abs, but you can't see your abs, get to below 15, get to 10, get to 9, get to wherever you have to get to see them. It's not your body fat. I mean, it's not your genetics, it's your body fat percentage. All right, literally. Man, I'm so ugly because of my genetics. You're ugly because you're 30% body fat, which is another reason you have all that acne as well. Get down to 12, get down to 10, watch your face lean out, and watch the pimples go away. Shit happened to me too. My face was fat and round and disgusting when I was fat. Do bitches like that shit? No. Do I respect myself when I look like it? No, I look goofy as hell. Look like a goofy fucking goober. Right? I look like a Teletubby. All right, my face was. Then you get lean, and then it's like, oh my god, like, bro, chicks will literally say shit like this. Your jawline, like, you just look so, I don't know, just so masculine. They say shit like that. They just do. They do. All right. Now, a lot of you guys won't believe this shit because you won't experience it. Just get lean. All right. The I don't have time is the stupidest excuse of all time because I've yet to met somebody. I've yet to talk to the president of the United States. All right, I don't talk to presidents. I talk to normal people who only work 40 fucking hours a week and they have the audacity to say, "Oh my God, I'm so busy, like family life," and then you're so busy and you're still overeating. Okay, I'll do the math on that later. All right, because I actually calculated in my head. I'm like, okay, this guy said he went from 250 to 350 while he was busy. That means he consumed 4,000 calories per day while he was busy. You made time for the food, bro. Your priority was food. Because 4,000 calories a day, I'd have to change my whole schedule to do that. Blame society instead of yourself. Listen, stop watching the news. Stop watching shit you can't control and focus on what you can control, which is the food you put in your mouth. Victim mindset is obviously celebrated online. If you have a victim mindset, you can go on TikTok and you could like those and repost those victim mindset things, and that's all you'll see. And then you'll be like, yeah, they understand me. Bitch ass niggas. All right. Excuses are keeping you guys in mediocrity. There is literally, you can give me some excuses for anything except fitness. Like you can be like, man, I messed up financially, but I learned from it, man. I started a business, went 100K into debt, and then I learned from it, and then I started a new one. I'm doing better now. Okay, that's cool. You give me an excuse for that. You can't give me an excuse for fitness. All right, I don't have enough time to go. You don't make time. I don't just eat healthier. Healthy eating is expensive. No, it's not. You just don't know what the fuck to buy. Like, just shut the fuck up, bro. Like, this shit's ridiculous. All right. Like I said earlier with this comfort zone addiction thing, it's actually more serious than you think. Like, this is a top 3 reason why people don't reach their goals. It's literally just because, you know, the easy choice is what they pick over the seemingly hard choices. But for me, like, watching a YouTube video, watching a Chris Jones video, or watching a Dan Cole video about mindset is always going to be better than Netflix because it has better, it makes me feel better and I learn more anyways. Proper nutrition makes me feel better than fast food does anyways, right? So like for me, I always choose, the things that make me feel better, right? Obviously it's going to be a little bit longer term, but if I don't eat properly, I'm going to feel like shit. Like fast food will make me feel like shit. So everyone who eats fast food and just thugs it out and keeps eating fast food, you're just working hard in the wrong direction. Comparison trap. All right. A lot of you guys are comparing yourself to the highlight reels that people have, obviously, but also you guys would compare yourself to someone who's been in the game for 10 years. All right. And some of you guys will say some shit like, man, I'm close to, Luther, I'm close to your physique and like, I get some of the same attention. No, you don't, bro. Let's keep it a bean. We're going to keep it a bean. No, you don't. Like you don't understand because I don't even know where to show like all the DMs and all the interactions in person and all this other stuff. Like there's just no way I can show all that stuff. But you're definitely if you were listen, you're not on that level. But I'm glad that you're motivated, but you're not on that fucking level. All right, and it's okay because you're in month 6. Don't compare yourself to me yet. All right, you're in month 6. But yeah, and I've lived in like what 20 different cities now. So yeah, you're in month 6. Don't, please don't do this. Yeah, y'all be saying some shit like, oh my god, like this time on the other, like I'm getting attention from chicks and this. Yeah, you don't understand. You don't understand, bro. You don't understand. Anyways, stop comparing and be motivated, right? And a lot of people you'll see these Miami gurus, Yes, literally 90% of people in Miami are just renting shit because there's literally businesses that are like, oh, everyone in Miami wants to flex and rent shit. Let me make a business off of renting shit. And those businesses make a lot of money because someone rents a Lamborghini and then rents a penthouse and says, hey, this is where I live. Obviously, they don't fucking live there. I mean, bro, if you're 22, you don't inherit money and you didn't make a fuckload off of like a crypto or some shit, how the fuck can you be a billionaire? You're just not a billionaire, bro. And in order to afford some of those places, obviously you have to be a billionaire. So stop comparing yourself to that shit. Focus on what you can control and focus on yourself. All right. So to actually break the cycle that a lot of you guys are in, right? You got to start with small habits. All right. You got to start and focus on what actually works. All right. Stop doing these stupid fasts. Stop commenting. Stop commenting like, oh my god, I'm so proud of myself for doing a 7 day water fast. I'm not proud of you. That's the dumbest fucking shit of all time. Why are you doing a water fast? Do you want to lose fat? Do you want to lose fat? So stop eating shit. Once you break that water fast and go back to your old habits, you'll be back to square one. Stop eating shit and be consistent with that. Track your calories. All right. Hit your protein number. That's the first two things. Strength train 4 times a week at least. And then get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. That'll take you further than everyone else doing all this goofy, oh my God, I fasted for 8 hours. Oh my God, I fasted for 24 hours. All this other stupid goofy shit. What you eat when you break that fast is more important than you actually fasting. That's what people don't understand. Well, I fasted for 24 hours, so I know what I'm doing. Then you eat McDonald's. You're wasting your fucking time, bro. It's just stupid as hell. All right. So stop doing stupid shit. Be disciplined and do what works. It's gonna take longer than you're gonna lose weight slower than water fasting. But guess what? You'll actually be losing fat. You're not gonna be losing muscle and water weight. Like you guys get so excited to lose muscle and water weight. Congratulations, you're cooked. All right, now here's how you're gonna replace your addictions. All right. If you got a gaming addiction, you could do that shit for like an hour a day if you get everything else done. But lock in on the gym. All right, that'll get your physique right. Anyone complaining about dating, your physique is usually cooked or your face is cooked because you're too fat. All right. Everyone who says, "Oh my God, it's face over body game," you probably haven't touched grass ever before. You haven't touched grass ever before, bro. You guys have literally no clue, bro. It's insane. But another thing is your face will look better when you are leaner, anyways. Reading over scrolling. All right. A lot of you guys scroll, like I said, 5 hours, and then you waste your fucking time. Because what did you get for scrolling? You just became a consumer. Building skills over binge watching Netflix shows and shit like that for like 7 fucking hours. Food for fuel over just for pleasure and taste, which is what most people eat for, is just pleasure. Now, my food tastes good most of the time, anyways, but you got to realize that food is fuel. All right. The reason everybody's fat is because they eat for fucking pleasure. Everybody. If you're fat and you're watching this, you eat for pleasure. There is nothing else. No, I have this rare. No, you don't. You're eating for pleasure. Shut that shit up. All right. Real world rewards over the freaking leveling up in video games that you guys do. Congratulations, you leveled up in a video game and you look like shit in real life and you smell like ass. All right. The power of discipline. So obviously motivation comes and goes. You guys don't understand that shit. It literally comes and goes. A lot of you guys get motivated by a video. You're like, oh my God, I'm so motivated. And then guess what? After 1 week of changing habits, you go back to your old habits and you're just another person, right? I don't, and here's the thing. Some people get on phone calls with me and I assess them. What I do on phone calls, I assess how locked in you are. Some people want me to motivate them. I refuse to motivate anybody. I'm not going to motivate you. Like they think I'm going to be like, please do this. No, I'm just gonna look at you and see, okay, is this person serious? Usually they're not. They're just like, nah, man, I just want to I want to get like that. I'm like, why do you want to get like that? They're like, I want. You're not motivated. I mean, you're not locked in. You had a little bit of motivation. You got on this call, but you don't actually want to do what you have to do. You're not ready to change your identity. So why the fuck are you on this call? That's most calls. Now, if you're really locked in and you want to change your identity, then yeah, link is in the description. But if you're just like, oh, I'm motivated from this video. Oh my God, I want to talk. Like, I don't give a fuck what you have to say. But if you're locked in, okay, cool. But if you're like, nah, bro, I'm serious about this, but I'm gonna wait. I know you're not serious, and I know you're just gonna be cooked, and you're just gonna be another fat person, right? Which is cool because I see him every day. You'll just be another fat person. Now, habits are going to be your systems, right? And when you're stressed out, you're gonna fall to the level of your systems. So that's why habits are so important. And doing your daily habits is gonna build discipline, and that discipline muscle gets stronger and stronger over time. And then it becomes easier to say no to shit, and it becomes easier to execute over time. That's why time is your best friend as well. All right. Now, how to get lean? Like I said earlier, track your fucking calories, strength train. All right. You can do cardio for health if you want to, but if you're eating like shit and you're doing cardio, you're wasting your fucking time. All right. Simple. This is how simple it is, though. This is how simple it is. The consistency, no one's gonna do this shit. All right. How long have I been making these videos? People have been making these videos before me. People, if you watch Jim Rohn and like Bob Proctor, what was that? What was Bob Proctor? The 50s. Jim Rohn like the 70s. They've been talking about the same shit for 70 years. No one's still doing this shit. No one's gonna do this shit. I could talk about this shit all day. Some people do, some people won't. And it's literally discipline. The reason some people don't get lean is because they quit on themselves because of discipline. It's not because genetics. It's not because they're busy. They're not busy, bro. No, bro. Nobody is busy. No, nobody is busy. People don't be doing shit, bro. Like in reality, in 2025, first of all, tracking calories takes 5 minutes, but we're not gonna talk about that. Nobody's fucking busy, bro. Nobody's doing shit. People be like, "Nah, I'm busy. I got this going on." You're not doing shit, bro. No, I got kids. It's not that deep. It's not that hard, bro. It's not. You're not busy. All right. If you can find a way to overeat, you're not busy. All right. Anyways, if you're locked in, where to get lean, link is in the description. Stay blessed. Hopefully this video isn't blurry as shit. I'm gonna have to get a new cord, but stay blessed. Patreon coming soon, by the way.